Okay, welcome everybody. Now, I want to welcome you to this project. So, you'll be doing a game like this. It's an ocean cleaning game. Okay, so all you need to do is hover your mouse on any of the objects you see in the ocean. So, if you hover your mouse on it, tells you that it's picked. Let me see. I'm trying to pick this. Oh, it's somehow difficult. Pick this. Okay, so the project is actually going to encourage cleanliness. Okay, nature cleaning. Okay, so let's get started. Trust me, you will enjoy it, and you'll be able to enhance. You'll be able to do more, make it more complex. Okay, for the sake of this project, I just want you to get the basics and be able to do better. Okay, first thing, when you open your Scratch application, the first thing you look at is creating your objects. Okay, they are called object or sprites. Are we together? They are called object or sprites. Now, Scratch gives you this object by default, but this is not the object we need. Okay, so we'll be looking at the object we will need. So let's take this out first, so we can add our own object. First, I think for the basics of this game, we will need three objects. First, we'll create an object on our own. Okay, we have other objects here, but this is not what we're going to do. We're going to create an object, and to create an object, you hover your mouse here, then you come here, paint. Okay, when you click paint, it gives you this costume. All you need to do is to come to this text. Okay, that is that T sign. Okay, then you tap and you type this. Okay, you can type any word, but I prefer to use start. Okay, let me increase the size. I want it to look bolder, so increase it. You put your mouse here, then you okay, go. Now let me drag it to be in the middle. Now this is going to be our start object. Okay, now the next object we will need is any other object we want. Okay, we've made this object. This is good. Let's go back to the code. Okay, let's make another object. Now this time we will not be making. Let's pick an object. Okay, you can pick any object you desire, but let me pick this basketball. Okay, good. And the third object we will need is end game. That end game we'll have to paint it just like we did in the start one. Okay, now let's do this. Uh, okay, let me put it game end. And remember, you can customize it with Sene. You can choose the colors. You can make it look as great as possible. Okay, I'm only trying to make sure this video is short and very educating. Now, we've done this, which is cool. Okay, now let's get started. We have these three basic sprites. These three basic sprites are the sprites we'll be working with. Now, let's start with the first one on the start sprite. Okay, to avoid confusion, you can make other sprites invisible. Okay, by tapping on this I sign. So it will be only this start sprite that will be visible. Okay, now this particular project, it's you know what it is. It's about what actually happens is this: that when you hover your mouse on an object, okay, the object hides, it disappears. Okay, and you keep having more objects, making it look like you are cleaning the ocean, and the ocean keeps bringing in more dirt and more dirt. Okay, so there's one thing I want my learners to know, and that is variables. Before you start creating any project in any programming language, I know we are working on Scratch this time. In any programming language, the first thing you think you need to put in mind are the variables. Now, what are the variables we will need for this project? We'll need two variables. Okay, we'll need timer. The timer variable is going to help us time the game as the player is playing it. Okay, it's timing you, telling you how much time you have spent. Why the next one will be creating, the next variable we'll be creating is, we'll give it a name called picked. That is the amount of picked objects. Okay, so at the end of the game, you'll have something like you picked 20 objects in 60 seconds, stuff like that. Now let's make a variable. Okay, you can just click make a variable. Let's give the first one its name, timer. Yeah, please make sure it's for all sprites. Okay, now you click on another make a variable, give it its name, picked. I like to start my variable name with small letters, especially when it's just something like this. Remember, you can rename your variables. Let me rename this. Let me rename this. This particular variable here, it's a default variable. We don't need it, so we can delete. Good. Now, after we've made variables, coding, we have to start writing our codes to make the project. That's all we need. Okay, and make sure you are still on these stats. Okay, because we'll be writing code for these stats first. That is the first thing. Now, back on the code block. Okay, the first code we are going to write, the code is going to create a timer. It's going to make this timer function. How do we do it? Easy, come to events. This is when green flag clicks. Okay, now you come down to that variable. Look, it's showing picked here. You change it to timer. Okay, set timer to 0. Okay, and you come here, controls, you click on look for forever. Okay, this is forever. Now you go back to variables and you take this change timer. Okay, make sure it is timer because sometimes it shows a default variable. You change timer by 1. Okay, and you tell it to wait 1 second. Let me zoom out this code so you can see it. Now this is the first code. This particular code has created a timer for this project. What it simply does is this. Please take a look at this timer. When you click on that, you can see your timer is reading 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me stop this. Now what this simply means, let me explain this code. It means we set timer to 0. Now we now tell the timer to change by 1, always add 1 to itself after you have waited for 1 second. You can see that means we've made it 1 second. Like the timer keeps moving 1 second. So it's just best code to make a timer. Okay. Now the next thing we'll be talking about is creating the variable that we'll be creating another variable. Sorry, not a variable this time. We'll be creating another script or blocks of codes. Okay, create another one. And what is this one going to do? This is actually going to help us control the game and stop the game when a particular condition is met or when the game is supposed to stop. Now, how do we do that? Almost the same pattern. Okay, do this in this. We are still programming the sprite one. Remember, okay, when green flag clicks, okay, you want this particular act to repeat. So that's why we always use this forever block. We want it to continue repeating itself without stopping. Okay, now you now take this if. Replace the if. This if is a conditional. Okay, now when you've done this, you come to variable. What this simply does is this. We now do, remember we have a variable called picked, okay? So now it's still there, is intact. Now you come to operator. You come to operator. What we want to do is we want to write this program in a way that if the number of objects you have picked is equal to a particular number, the game should end. That means if you have picked like 50 objects, the game will end. If you have picked 20, the game will end. If you have picked 100, the game will end. You understand that? So let's do this. Um, you use this, the equal to, okay. Now you drag this and put in here. Now let's change this to 3 so that we can easily test our game when we're ready. Now, if what is, oh, not equal to, sorry, not, I used the greater than, let me do this, equal to. Now, if what, that is if the picked, you drag the picked and put, if picked is equal to 3, what should happen? Okay, you should broadcast something. And how do you do broadcast? Oh, let's look out for broadcast, nothing say. Okay. Oh, sorry, I think I'm getting something wrong. Now you have to broadcast a message before you stop all things that are going on. I don't know if we are together in this. Let me, oh, where's my broadcast block? Okay, sorry. Oof, what happened? Okay, broadcast is not in motion. Let's check. Oh, let me. Okay, sorry. Just got that. Broadcast is an event, rather, it's an event. So let's broadcast. Now you do this, you broadcast a message. Now, broadcast means you want to send a message to every other sprite here. You want to send a message to every sprite here. Okay. Now, what is going to be the message that you're going to send? You can just do this end game. You can tell other sprites to end game. End this game. Now, is a message that you have sent. Now, what is the action that should come after you have sent the message? Now, think about it properly. That means you're trying to end all sprites or stop all the game, because if it has gotten to this particular condition, you stop all the games. Okay. Now, we have done this. Okay. And there's still one other code block that I want us to pay attention to. But before that, let's okay, can we test this? Oh, I don't think we can, because we've not activated other sprites. But as we go on, we'll see how we can test this block of code, this particular one. But after then, let's add some sound. Remember, we are still writing the code on start. Let's add some sound. So to add sound, you still come here again. When green flag clicked, okay. Now you want the sound to play forever. All right, do this, and you play sound. You come down to sound here. Okay. Yeah, you do play sound until done. That's what we're going to do. Okay, but first thing, oh, is this the sound we want? No. Let's get to sound first. Oh, this is not the sound we want. It's not the sound we want. So that means we have to what? Pick a particular sound. Let's get that done. Now remember, this is play pop. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Let me. Oh, that's because it's a pop. I told you to pop. Okay, but that's not what we want. We can actually choose more sounds from here. Okay, let's choose a sound. What's happening? Okay, internet is still intact. Oh, reload. Let me reload this page. Oh, oh, hope my projects are saving. I don't want to restart this. Okay, my projects have been saving. Okay, good. Okay, so now let's oh, some parts. I actually lost some parts. So that's why it's always good to always save your project while working. Okay, I missed that. I missed that step. So let's go back to this. Remember what this code does. This is the timer code. So this is the code that ends the game that we worked on before. So let's finish it again. Now we come to what? Broadcast. Okay, you broadcast a message from this. Now, what should be the message? The message should be uh, end game. It should be end game. Okay, and after that, what should happen? That means the particular sprite. Okay, this you should stop all. Now you have simply said if peak is equal to 3, broadcast endgame and stop all the sprites. That means you are going to stop all the game. Now let's go to sound. Click save now. Now let's go to sound again. We're going to be doing this again. Here. Then forever. Now the next one is sound. I want you to play sound forever, okay? Now let's change this sound. You can come here, delete this particular sound. Now I like, you can test your sound by just placing your mouse on it. Okay, but let me use this particular sound. Use all of this. Okay, this particular sound is cool. Now, back to my code. Now, play sound. I come here and I choose the name of that sound. Now, let me do this. Wow. So, now I've given it the sound. Now, let's do this. Clean up code. When you click clean up code, it arranges your code in a straight line. Now, the next thing that we are going to be doing is we are going to be coding the object basketball. That is the dirt. This is the dirt that we should be picking out. Okay, we're going to be coding it. We're going to be writing codes for it so that it will do whatever we want. Remember, programming is talking to the computer, and the computer is so dumb. Okay, so you have to talk to the computer in little steps. Now, we want our object to act in a particular way. Now, as I write this code, I will explain them step by step. Now, event, the same thing, when green flag clicked. Okay. Now, we'll do this show. Do this. Okay. I'm going to tell you why I'm adding show later. Okay. Now, I'll come down to variables. Set picked to 0, just like we did in the former one. Now I'm going to go to motions. Motions, I'm going to drag, go to random position, meaning I want the object to be moving around. That is random position. Now the next thing is, I want some things to repeat. That's where I'm going to put the forever block. Now, when it is in a random position, it should be able to glide. Glide. I want this particular act to repeat. Let me make it 2 seconds. Glide 2 seconds to random position. Okay. Now, that is first one. Now, I'm going to make a condition. The condition is this. If this condition is what is actually going to make the game act the way you want, okay? Now, we have made an if block, okay? Now, let's do this. Um, let's see. Trying to, because what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to make sure that whenever the mouse touches the object, okay, the object should add one. That is to the picked variable that we created. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. So let's get this done. Let's do this. No? Okay, now let's do this. Okay, let me do this. See, picked. Now this is actually going to make the object say something when it has been picked. Okay, we'll make it say it for just 1 second so everything will go fine. Now it has said it for 1 second. Now the next thing it does is it will get to wait. Wait is in control. Take note. Please follow the steps. Feel free to pause. Feel free to pause and play. Okay. Say picked for 1 second. Wait for 1 second. Then I'll come down to it. I want it to hide. That hiding is what makes it disappear. Okay. When it hides, okay. So I also want it to go to random position. To go to random position. Goes to a random position. Okay, after random position, then I change picked by one. How do I do that? I come here. This is where I'm going to be. This is where it's going to be adding one to each. Um, Adding one whenever I pick a particular object, like the ball. Okay, when I change pick by one, then I would also want it to wait 1 second again. Why I'm adding that wait is so that the game will flow, because without that wait, everything will just happen all at once, making it look like an unorganized program. Okay, so when you have wait 1 second, then okay, sorry, not sounds. I want the program to show again. Now look at what I've done. Something is yet to be done here. Something is yet to be done. Okay, let me, because of this, see if I can make this code clearer. Now, when green flag clicked, show. Why I made it show is because there's hide here. There's hide. Okay, so whenever you want to use hide function, make sure you start the program with a show, because if you do not make it show, if the game restarts, it will not show. So it will always remain hidden. Okay. Oh, let me do this. Let me see, make it visible. Then, since I'm not working on this, I can make this visible. This is what I'm working on. Okay. Now, forever glide to, okay, now this particular space, if this is a condition, what should happen in this condition? That's a question. What I'm saying is, if touching mouse pointer, okay, then say picked for 1 second, wait for 1 second, hide, go to random position, change picked by one. This picked here is a variable. Okay, then wait for 1 second and show. This is what is going to make it act like it is being picked and more data is coming out. Okay, now which condition should we put in here? Remember, where's our operators? Okay, now if uh, okay, let me pick this. If touching, okay, good, sensing. If you can see this, if touching mouse pointer, yeah, you have to drag this into this condition. It says if touching mouse pointer, let me reduce the code a bit. Okay, no. Hmm. If touching mouse pointer, then say picked for 1 second, wait for 1 second, hide, go to random position, change picked by one, then wait 1 second and show again. So this particular action will always be repeated. That's why it's in a repeat block. You see, it's a repeat block that repeats forever. Can we say it? So it's going to be repeating forever. Now let's test the code before we move on. Let's click the green flag. Good. This is actually, can see, see, picked. Wow. So that worked. It has, you can see, came out again. Okay. Now let me stop this program. And the last code we should be writing is to end the game. Now let me hide this too, so this can become visible. Make it visible. Okay, game ends. This is the last code we'll be writing before we do the main before we test and do the main job. Now, so in this part, just the same way event when green flag clicked. Okay, come to looks. We'll use hide in this case also. We'll use hide in this case. Now, what this simply does is I want this particular word game ends. I want it to hide after the game has started. Okay. Now let's do some other thing. This is going to help us broadcast a message when the game has really ended. Now, instead of saying when green flag clicks, I'm going to do this. When I receive end game, that is, remember the broadcast that was here. This is a broadcast end game. So this particular person is going to receive it. So when I receive end game, then show. Okay, that means when it has received end game, it will show. Then after showing, it's going to still do something. It's going to say something. Okay, let's make it say some things for 2 seconds. Then hide again. Then hide again. And lastly, I'd like it to end all because this program ends all. Now, what do we want it to say? We want it to say some things like you picked you picked so amount of debris in 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 5 seconds or so. So how are we going to do that? We are going to come to the operator. In the operator, you have this join apple banana. You are going to pick this join, or I'll just take it slow. Join one. Now let's do this. Joined one. I think can do this. Now let's see if it's not enough. I will join another one. Let's do this. You picked. I edited what is there. You picked. Okay, I need another join then. Now let me come here. No. This will be the picked number of picked stuff. Picked number of picked stuff. I will come to edit this later. You picked just for reference, don't worry. You picked some of this debris. Oh, we'll need another join. We need another join in this case. Don't worry. You picked debris. We need another join. Just don't worry, the joining, you will see the power of that join. This is the name of debris in time. This is going to be the time seconds. Now let's now fix what we need to fix. Now you picked, we'll come to the variable. Replace here. That means you picked, if this is 8 debris in time. Put this in time. In 10 seconds, for instance, it's going to now become you picked 8. If you picked 8 truly, you picked 8 debris in 5 seconds. Let's say that for 8 seconds. So now, are we done with this code? Now, when you're done, always feel like cleaning your code up so it arranges itself. Now, let's see how this game runs. Pick one. You can see the timer. Oh, it's running too fast. Okay. Pick two. Watch out for this pick because we set it to 3. Oh, pick 3. Oh, game ends. You picked 3 debris in 24 seconds. Wow. Oh, you can see that these texts are just joined. They are no good spacing. Now let's space it properly. Okay, to space it properly, you come here, you press a space bar here, space bar here. Now, pick one, pick two, pick three. Game ends. You picked 20. Oh, you picked 3 debris in 22 seconds. I'm supposed to put another space there. I'll fix that. Okay, now we have this. Let me expand the code. So let me make sure everything shows. Everything shows. Put everything to show because we want it all to show. Now let's play the game again. Oh, now this particular stats, there's something we should do to this stats. I want it to be there, but at the same time, I want it to be almost invisible. Okay. Now you come down here, you see the size. The size is in 100. You can change the size to 3. Oh, no, not this. This is working on, put this in 100. This particular stats, put your code here. You change the size to 3. Okay. Now you can see it here. It's still here. So all you need to do is to what? You drag it to a position. Sorry. For you to drag it, let's make it a bit bold so we can see it. Make it a bit bold. Okay. Now let's place it somewhere here. Now where we've placed it there, we can reduce the size to something like 5, so it will be too visible. Now you can see it's tiny here. Let me widen the screen. You can see it down here. It's tiny, right? So it's not going to block whatever we are doing. Now, even for you, for yeah, you can use it this way. You can use it this way. It's cool. Now, it's not going to block whatever we are doing. Now, this ball, for the game to be more difficult, let me reduce the size of the ball to 50. Okay. Now, for the end game, I want it to be visible, come visible. Okay. I want this one should appear in the middle. Okay, in the middle of the entire game board. How do I do that? Just come here, set x to 0 and y to 0. When you set x to 0 and y to 0, it stays in the middle. Okay. Now we are done with this, but there's something we need to create the um the illusion of an ocean. We need to create the illusion of an ocean, okay, or sea or whatever. We need to create that illusion. Okay. So to create that illusion, we need backdrop. Let's choose a backdrop. Uh, which one works? Which one works? Which one works? Okay, I think I like this. Okay, good. Ooh, because of this backdrop, I think this text, we need to change this text, the color of the text. When you click on it, come to costume. Okay, click here, do give it something like red. Okay, let's give it something like red. Okay, and so to do that, just come here, select all, then you come, give it something red. We're doing this so that it will be visible. Good. So it will be visible. Game ends. Okay, is there any other thing we are leaving behind? Okay, now let's see. Let's test that. Let's test that again. Oh, the ball is smaller now, so it's more difficult. Six, one. Pick two. Wow, this is difficult. Oh, pick three. Now let's see. Wow, game ends. You pick three debris in 51 seconds. Wow, that's cool. Now we can always restart the game. Okay, but let's stop it and see what else we need to do. Okay, good. Now let's we are done with the coding part. Okay, now let's duplicate objects. Okay, that means making the objects, instead of making one ball, we can make it about 3 or 4 balls, 5, depending on how difficult you want the game to be. So you can increase the number of balls or number of objects. Okay, now we've done this. To get that done, if you just right click here and duplicate, okay, right click and duplicate. Oh, sorry, take it off this costume. Let it come back to code. Right click and duplicate. What's going to happen here is this. When the game starts, you have 3 balls to go after. You have 3 balls to go after. Okay, okay. Now, let me stop this. But for me, instead of right clicking and duplicating, all I will just do is this. Because I want it to be other objects instead of balls. I want it to be like maybe bananas, different things. Okay. I'll take this code. Watch this place, backpack. This backpack is where you can store your code and use it for later, or you can duplicate, you can save the code there, get other objects and run the code. Now let me do this. Okay, I want to store this in my backpack. Oh, sorry. To store that, you have to click on the backpack. Open first. What's happening? Oh, mm, I'm trying to get my internet back. Okay. Okay, good. Now you load the backpack first. Click on the backpack. Okay, it says backpack is empty. Then you can drag this code and store in your backpack. This is the code. Now you've stored it in your backpack, right? Now you can come here and add other sprites. Let me pick banana. And let me pick balloon. Now you can see in banana there is no code at all. In balloon there is no code at all. That means if I start this project, the banana and balloon will just remain there while others are working. Okay. Now for me to make the same code run for banana and balloon, I click on banana, then I drag the backpack to this place. Good. Now the code works for banana. Now let me click on balloon. Good. Now, oh, banana and balloon are looking bigger. Let me reduce the size to 40 for balloon. And for banana, let me reduce the size to 40 as well. Okay, good. Now let me run this code. Make my screen wide. You can see everything is being affected. Oh, let me pick this balloon. Balloon is not allowing me pick it. Okay, let's see. Ooh, picked. Nice one. I've picked one. Picked. So let me pick the banana this time. Oh, banana picked. Good. Now, game ends. You pick 3 debris in 37 seconds. Good. Now, the game ends after I've picked 3 debris. Why? Because this is what I said. If I increase it to 100, that means the game will end when I pick 100. If I increase it to 50, the game will end when I pick 50. You understand? So that is how to make this very simple game in Scratch. Okay, if you have questions, feel free to ask me when we meet. Okay, one on one. Okay, so feel free to ask me. Or okay, I think I should just give you an email. No, 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 worry, just do that. Hmm, should I get this email out? Okay. Hmm, okay. Hmm. Now, if you can send an email to this email address, okay, asking questions on this particular project, I'm going to reply. Let me see if I need to make that bold a bit. Hmm. Let me increase the font size to 50. Okay, good. So send an email to this email address, agunechamber@yahoo.com, and I'm going to reply you if you have any. Sorry, let me give you some minutes to copy this down. You may need it, okay? Okay, I believe you're done. So I'm going to reply you. So thank you very much. And feel free, please, I want you to enhance this game, make it more complex. You can add more objects, give it levels. You can make a whole lot from this. This is just like a training. Okay, I want you all to just get the basic knowledge. Okay, so see you soon. Okay, have a nice time. Bye.